Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive. It is time for another edition, the first one in a while, of Meme or Dream, this series where we take deck lists that Wizards publishes over on Magic.gg, saying that they got 6 wins in a row or better in Platinum rank or better in Best of 3 on Magic Arena, and we put them to the test. We try to find out, are the decks a meme and a lot worse than that record would suggest, or are they a dream and maybe something actually pretty powerful hiding behind their janky exterior? So I was scrolling through the deck list this week, and this one, it really caught my eye for a couple of reasons. Number one is, it actually looks kind of fun. I don't know if it's good, but it does look fun. It's a Dollhouse of Horror deck. I'm calling it the Dollhouse of many things, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So it's a Dollhouse of Horror deck, so we can reanimate creatures from our graveyard as little constructs. They get bigger as we get more constructs with Dollhouse of Horrors. And the plan seems to be to discard a bunch of cards, to big score, to seize the spoils, to fable the mirror breaker, to get our graveyard full of stuff. Find Dollhouse of Horrors, start reanimating things like Xander, and Coma, and Toxrill, and Zatora to hopefully use those to win the game. The thing that really caught my eye with this deck, though, is the Deck of Many Things. Deck of Many Things, it's one of my pet cards. It's so bad, but I love it so much. And whenever I see a Deck of Many Things decks, I gotta play it. I gotta play it because I just love the card so much. So as far as I can tell, the idea is we make all these treasures, then we can use Magda to sack the treasures to get the Deck of Many Things, and then Deck of Many Things is just pure upside. Normally the drawback, the quote-unquote drawback of Deck of Many Things, is if you low roll, you gotta discard your hand. Well, we're a Dollhouse of Horrors deck, so we actually might not mind discarding our hand because it gets creatures in the graveyard that we can get back with Dollhouse of Horrors. Otherwise, we can potentially get some stuff back from our graveyard or draw some cards, or if we get really, really lucky, maybe win the game by rolling a 20 and reanimating something and then killing it. The part of the deck I really don't understand is Mirror Box. Mirror Box gets around the legend rules, its main purpose. However, we only have one legend that's more of a one-of, which is Magda, so I guess it lets us keep multiple Magdas, but our other legends like Xander and Coma and Toxrill, they're one-ofs anyway. I guess maybe we like Mori at them or something, but that's also just a one-of, so not really sure why we got 2 Mirror Boxes in the deck, but otherwise, the deck looks super interesting. Oh, and of course, I almost forgot to mention, no sideboard, traditional Meme or Dream style. I don't know how so many people manage to get so many wins in Best of 3 without a sideboard. Apparently, the power of Deck of Many Things is just so high, you don't even need sideboard cards. All you do is Deck of Many Things and win, but we're gonna find out, is Dollhouse of Many Things a meme or a dream? Let's jump into some games and see. We've got a limited edition Commander playmat for sale, only available until the end of July. You can get regular Stitch or gold foil signatures from the entire Commander Clash crew, and you can pre-order it now over at mtggoldfishmerch.com. Looking to pick up some sweet, sweet Double Masters 2022 reprints while prices are cheap? Well, you can snag them all from our sponsor Card Kingdom by heading over to cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Meme or Dream, round 1. Oh my god, that's a lot of mirror boxes. More mirror boxes than lands. I think the correct number of mirror boxes in this deck might be 0, but more than lands is definitely not a keepable hand. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. We'll keep this. Would be nice if we had an untap land, but tap land is okay. We'll play a tap land. Opponent. Espering, perhaps? I mean, the best start with the deck is just Jaspera Sentinel into Magda. Well, land and Jaspera Sentinel. Yeah. Tap land. Gross Luminarch Aspirant. I don't think we have any actual removal in this deck either, which is worth keeping in mind. Den of the Bugbear. Magda. Make a green. Tap the Magda. Play another Sentinel. Go. All right, 4 more treasures in Deck of Many Things. Lookout World. Opponent. Oh boy. All right, Rafine, getting huge. Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we draw a land, can we just cast Xander? Is that possible? Opponent hits us to 12. Ugh, this has been brutal so far. Volt Surge. All right, so let's see. 1. So tap Magda. Seize the spoils. Discard Xander. Volt Surge. The Rafine. Oh, this is gonna cost us a lot of treasures, unfortunately. Yep. Well, we killed the Rafine, which is good. Now I wish we had the mirror box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're back to needing a land, and we can play Toxrill. All our opponents really did is play this. Oh god. Oh no. Well. Yeah, this is deadly. Meog Massacre. All our opponents are really nice. Luminarch Aspirant, and this Luminarch Aspirant's going all the way. Luminarch Aspirant's a card that I will not really be disappointed once it rotates. Ah, there's our mirror box. I mean, technically we're not dead on board, right? We go to 1. Technically, as long as our opponent doesn't have a Rafine or an Luminarch Aspirant or ever kill one of our creatures. Ravine. Well, I mean, we can make them show it. They do need to hit a non-land. If they have all lands, then we're good. The problem is we never found deck of many things. If only we had found deck of many things, we'd be good. All right, let's, what do we on our sideboard for? Oh, yeah. Oh, well, our opponent doesn't seem to be sideboarding either, so I guess we're equal. All right, so far we're on meme mode. Well, we got a dollhouse and a mirror box for some reason. I still don't understand the point of this mirror box. I really don't, but we're gonna keep this. Maybe it'll be great. Maybe we just are not seeing what makes it so awesome. Lair of the Hydra, go. I mean, we're gonna get to the dollhouse, but we need to actually have creatures. Come on, no Luminarch Aspirant for once. Luminarch Aspirant for once. Yeah. I mean, we do have some removal. I shouldn't have said no removal because we do have Volt Surge. I want to seize the spoils. I mean, I guess we can seize the spoils and then spend the treasure on Volt Surge. We're going to go scare this mirror box, which I'm just not seeing what that's supposed to do. And then kill the Luminarch Aspirant. All right. Well, we got a Magda. That's a start. Nothing big in the graveyard yet, unfortunately. Deserted Beach. Kato Shizuke. Yeah, ninjas. Phases out. Well, Magda. Despair Sentinel. Mountain. Go. Well, I guess the dollhouse helps if our opponent starts killing stuff. We can get it back, potentially. Would be nice if we get rid of this Kaido, because it's going to start drawing cards. About it. It's us to 19. Where's our deck of many things? Opponent draws a card. Everything. All right. Well, there goes the world. We got to kill Kaido, right? I think. Yeah, play this. Den of the Bugbear. Hit Kaido. And our opponent. I mean, it would have been nice to get the dollhouse down, but Kaido's just, it's too good to let it live. Plus, next turn we can dollhouse and activate, which is good. Lulf, okay. Make some spiders, we draw a sentinel. I'll play the land, Dollhouse of Horrors. Get back Magda. Send them both at Lulf, get a treasure. I mean, if we could find a way to get this comb in our graveyard, we might be in a little bit of business. All right, opponent gonna do all stuff and Meog Massacre stuff. 1, 2, yeah, we're gonna hold on to the Sentinel. We could run it out, but it would cost us a treasure. Well, we can get back to Spare Sentinel. Big game. Opponent draws a card. So many Planeswalkers that draw a card in this Esper deck. So we really just need a looting effect. Big score, seize the spoils, the greatest 2-drop in the world. Oh my god, another Kaido. Actually, it's just a tribute. Opponent, ninja. Yep, passes. Green mana. So Den of the Bugbear, attack. We're just gonna get blocked, and our opponent's gonna get more loyalty counters. We need another blue for Coma. Our only blue mana is treasures, which is a bit of an issue. Well, play Jaspera Sentinel. Reanimate Jaspera Sentinel. Pass the turn. I mean, the Sentinels might give us Coma mana. That's what we're kind of trying to play towards now. Just hard casting the Coma, and then if it dies somehow, then we can dollhouse it. Rafine, sure. So many Planeswalkers. Opponent getting in, hitting us, conniving a bunch. Discards Kaido 3. We dropped to 14. Draws a card. I mean, we'll see. Coda is it's a powerful effect. Opponent might kill the Sentinels just because they're bored. Got nothing better to do, so you might as well. Opponent passes. Well, I mean, it's Coma time. We need this to survive until our opponent's upkeep. We get around Vanishing Verse, which is nice, but yeah, pass the turn. Please don't kill it now. We can only Dollhouse as a sorcery, so we can't get it back end step. Fairy Vandal, okay. Fairy Vandal, oh god. Show us that coil. All right, not dead yet. Not dead yet. We got a coma. Although our opponent has a lot of evasive creatures. And our graveyard is not very full. Considering how many Seize the Spoils and so forth we got in our deck, our graveyard is just not very impressive. Opponent goes combat. Yeah, this is going to hurt. Also attacks. Rafine's such a good card when it sticks out. It's so strong. Opponent loots 4 times. It'll be interesting to see what Dominaria brings to Standard. I expect Dominaria to be a very strong set. I also think that we're gonna see a Standard that is very heavily built around these three color pairs. Yeah, this is so much damage. Wow, Coma's not even gonna be good enough, is it? So what can we draw that would be good? Is there anything? Yeah, we go to 5. Opponent still has Loft. They still draw with Kaido. Well, so far we're in meme mode. Opponent draws and draws. 34 cards, 44 cards. Okay, so we're getting super outdrawn. Opponent, did you find removal? I mean, even if Coma lives, okay. Well, I mean, boom, indestructible. What do you say about that? Fateful Absence. I just don't think there's a card in our deck. So we can get back the Coma now with Dollhouse, but I don't think there's a card in our deck that does anything. Draw with the Clue. Big score, but nothing really to get in the graveyard. Ooh, into double lands, and yeah, we're super dead. All right. So far, so meme, but that might be a bad matchup. That might just be a bad matchup. Our opponent, they had a lot of planeswalkers. They can't all be that bad for the problem, as we talked about before, no deck of many things. We just couldn't find it. If we had drawn that, all the lulls, all the Kaidos in the world, no shot. Ooh, on the draw, game 2. We do have a Seize. Yeah, we gotta mulligan this, right? I don't think a Seize the Spoils is enough to save us. Okay, this is better. This is better. We'll put the Dollhouse, one of the Dollhouses to the bottom. So our hope is, well, wait. Yeah, all right. I guess there's one on the bottom as well. So our hope is that we can loot Xander in the graveyard, Dollhouse it back. Looks like we're up against another counter spell deck, so we'll see. Probably Hinata, Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Well, land and Fable of the Mirror Breaker. All right, opponent untaps, gets to loot. I mean, the Xander could be sweet if we can actually do it. Opponent, gonna do some drawing of cards. Gets in, makes a treasure. If they ramp into Hinata here, it's so bad for us. Down to 18. Opponent, gonna kill our Dork, unfortunately. Yeah, we have those too. Yeah, we could have used that treasure. That treasure would have been helpful. Opponent passes. Well, discard. Play the land. Pass the turn, I guess. Opponent flips to the Saga. Well, we'll see what counters our opponent has. If we can resolve this big score, then we get to Dollhouse, and who knows what'll happen. Opponent gets in, hits us. No gold span. That's a tiny bit of good news. Down to 16. All right, big score. Reservation to draw some cards. Finds the land. Plays the land. Well, okay, big score. Discard a land. Oh, please tell us you don't have counters. All right, no counter. That's good. So we untap. Flip the Saga. Play the land tapped. Dollhouse? Ah, they do have counters. Okay. Ah, I wanted that Xander. Oh no, and there's a gold span, 2 gold spans. Well, now we're just dead because even a Xander is not going to save us. Well, that's okay. We'll just bring in our duresses and our go blanks to deal with the counters, and then we should be good, right? Opponent copies gold span, another Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Yeah, I mean, we're literally, we will not make our opponent waste their brain power on figuring out how to kill us. All right, Duress is in. Go Blanks in. What do we got that can kill a gold span? What is Wilson doing? Why are we Wilson? Do we control this? Do we choose? I mean, Wilson, I can kind of relate. He's just living his best life, sniffing some potions, I guess. I wonder what that's supposed to be. Is that a drink? If it's a drink, why is it wisping out of the beaker? Is he doing a science experiment? Maybe that's it. Like Breaking Bad, Wilson. So, I mean, I think I say this every memer dream, especially the ones with no sideboard, which is pretty much every memer dream. I know people get intimidated by sideboarding. I get it. If you're not used to it, it is different. I know that people don't like the cost of sideboarding. I've heard some people say that you gotta get more wild cards, buy more cards. It's 15 extra cards I get to spend my wild cards on. I get that as well. But honestly, a lot of the best sideboard cards are like commons and uncommons. Like, if you just take your sideboard, we have Jund mana primarily. If you just take the sideboard of this deck and throw in like Duresses and Go Blanks and whatever Infernal Grasps, whatever random removal spells for creature matchups, maybe some from a graveyard hate if you want to, like, that's really all you gotta do. Like, you could spend all commons and uncommon wild cards or cards that maybe you already have from draft or from other decks, and that can build a really solid sideboard. I mean, all you really gotta do. Actually, maybe people have asked about this in the past. Maybe we'll build a sideboard real quick between rounds. This is a good example. A 0 rare, 0 mythic sideboard. Well, I mean, that's 2 Dollhouses. We're gonna keep. We got to seize the spoils. Of course, the question is always, can we resolve anything against our opponent's control deck? But I wonder, the other thing I wonder about this deck is maybe it needs more finishers. We have all these ways to fill our graveyard, but ooh, there it is. Okay, we're good now. Now we're good. I think we actually wait. Our opponent's probably gonna play Fable the Mirror Breaker, and then we Volt Surge, kill the token, untap, seize the spoils. Opponent, Fable the Mirror Breaker, makes a token. We kill the token. I mean, we just got to get down this deck of many things. And then we should have them. Magda. Well, play the land, seize the spoils. I think we just discard the Magda so we have something in the graveyard. All right, no lands, but a bunch more looting effects. Opponent gonna do some looting. Can we resolve deck of many things? So much power. Opponent discards a land. I mean, we drew it. That's the first step. The first step towards resolving deck of many things is drawing deck of many things. So we're like halfway there. More Fable the Mirror Breakers. Suspiciously leaving up a mana. Not a land. We can play deck of many things, but I think we need to hit our lands. Yeah, let's big score. Discard Fable the Mirror Breaker. Draw lands, make treasures. Play a land. Pass the turn. I mean, our opponent's about to flip 2 Fable the Mirror Breakers, which is not ideal. So we get to loot, make treasures, flip, play gold span. Ugh. Opponent. Reflections of Kiki Jiki. I think a big lesson from this standard is cards that take 2 removal spells. Oh my god, they had a handful of counters too. Cards that take 2 removal spells, very powerful. They're just like walking 2-for-1s. Like even like Siege Rhino. To go back to Siege Rhino, what did make Siege Rhino so powerful? You get the ETB trigger. So worst case it dies, you get the Lightning Helix. So it's kind of 2 cards in one. Fable the Mirror Breaker is like the 2022 edition of that. Like you get a fine creature, you get the looting, you get another even finer creature once it flips. Expressive Iteration to draw some cards. I mean, if we get to a chance to resolve something, it might just be deck of many things. I don't know if we're gonna get the chance, but if we do, and then we can draw some cards maybe. Opponent's going to pass. Mirror Box A. The only thing in the graveyard's Magda. Well, I mean, yeah, the time has come, I think. Oh, but what if they counter it? We're so sad. I mean, we gotta play it. Deck of many things. I mean, we can pay for the silly counter. It costs all of our treasures, but we can pay for a make disappear. Even if they sack a creature. Found it reading deck of many things. I don't think you understand just how broken this card is. Can't beat it. What if we roll a 20 opponent? Do you got a creature in your graveyard? No, you don't. Okay. Well, they're not even scared of the 20 at the moment. I feel like our opponent has make disappear and they're trying to figure out if it's worth doing it, even though we can pay. We will pay. Like, we want this deck of many things. All right, opponent lets it go. Well, boom. Deck of many things. Be good magic gods. We... Sweet mother. Betrayed. Well, I guess our opponent's probably glad they let us resolve it now. Opponent gets flipped the saga. That was a natural one too, wasn't it? There's the gold span. Double up the mana, double up the gold span. If they had a creature in the graveyard, we could actually try to live the dream of getting a 20. We can reanimate one of our own creatures if we get a 20, but that is risque. Wow, opponent not gonna copy it. If they kill our deck of many things, I'm gonna be so salty. Opponent makes a lot of mana worth of treasures. Gets and hits us down to 12. Land, passes, upkeep, deck of many. If we hit the 20 now, but they have no creatures in their graveyard after discarding our hand, deck of many things. Okay, get back, Dollhouse of Horrors. Draw Toxrill. Play Dollhouse. We're just literally dead. I mean, it doesn't even matter if our opponent counters this or not. All we got is a Magda in the graveyard. All right, yeah. Well, we got to see a good example of the bustedness of deck of many things. All right, quick sideboarding lesson. Hopefully you can learn something along with watching us get wrecked by our own deck of many things. All right, how do you build a sideboard? You never built a sideboard before. You don't want to spend a lot of wild cards. Throw anything in there. In current standard, you're looking for basically two things. You want stuff that's good against control decks, and other grindy decks, which is mostly discard. Discard's very powerful against both of those archetypes. And then you want stuff that's good against aggro, which is more removal. And we're gonna try, the sideboard would probably be a little bit better if we use some rares in here, but we're gonna try to not spend any rares, because I know that's one of the criticisms that I've heard of sideboarding from people. So we want to try to keep the budget as cheap as, we're not playing alchemy. I don't know if there's a sweeper that's worth playing that isn't rare though. You can play like a Vampire's Vengeance. Is that even good? The other concern that's kind of showing up with this deck that's making me wonder how someone managed to actually get all those wins with it is actually just, we don't want to exile our own graveyard. Exiling our opponent's graveyard's fine. Good even. We don't really want to play Unlicensed Hearse because it's a rare. Or we would play it, but we don't want to play. Don't want to up the budget. Containment Construct's kind of funny. Maybe we don't need Graveyard Hate. Or maybe there's something. Let's change this. I'm tired of seeing all these alchemy cards. I'm trying to think, what is the best Graveyard Hate option that is... I mean, we have Go Blank, so maybe that's fine. Yeah, we'll add a bit more removal. So this is like a super duper simple sideboard, but we have 8 cards we can bring in against control, which is the discard spells. And then we got a bunch of removal we can bring in against aggro. And that's it. That's all you got to do. All commons and uncommons, no big deal. If you did that with every deck, your decks would improve compared to having no sideboard. The other thing I'm concerned about that I didn't really think through when we started playing the deck is we actually only have like 5 things to reanimate, which is a little awkward. I mean, we can get back into Despair Sentinel or Magda, which I guess is, I think we've also lost every die roll, which isn't ideal. We can get back like a Despair Sentinel or Magda, which is technically a creature. Oh, deck of many things, we're good. But we don't have that many big hitters on the top end of our curve. So maybe we want more. One of the awkward things about this deck, and one thing I've learned playing God Pharaoh's Gift decks, which is very similar to Dollhouse, is in a perfect world, your things that fill the graveyard are also creatures, so you can get them back. So that's something to keep in mind. Stuff like Undead Butler or whatever could potentially be very good in a deck like this, just because it's a creature. So it fills a graveyard for our Dollhouse of Horrors, and then we can get it back with Dollhouse of Horrors. When we have a lot of big scores in like the treasure synergies, which is not bad by any stretch. We were drawing a few lands. A few lands have been drawn. No artifacts to Volt Surge away this old growth troll yet. Boom, it gets and hits us. Sure. Down to 16. Oh boy. Okay, Azeka's Chariot. We need a really good draw here. I mean, Koma's a really strong card. Might need to be a little more specific with our deck. Yeah, this is... Oh. We're looking meme mode. Full on meme mode at the moment. About it. Oh, another thing that you could add to your sideboard that we didn't mention is Artifact and Enchantment. That's something else that you often don't want in the main deck, unless it's something that's already on curve or on a power level that's just good enough on its own, like Assassin's Trophy. Assassin's Trophy is just a good card, but it also can be Artifact and Enchantment hate. Cards like that are fine. There might be some argument to firing up Lair of the Hydra to block. No, that seems bad. Yeah, this is just bad in a whole bunch of ways. That many things cost 2 mana to activate, so even if we can play it, we still just die. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Little late to the party. Is there even any way we stay alive here? So we play this, we play the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Having an artifact so we could Volt Surge something bigger would actually go a really long way. Well, pass the turn. I think we could be dead. Abonnet, please land. So they got the Chariot. They got a big Lair of the Hydra if they want it. Old Growth Troll. Are we gonna end up going 0-5? We're getting to the point. Opponent has a Blizzard Brawl. Well, we can Volt Surge the cat, I guess. I still don't think this really saves us. The problem is, even if we survive here and untap, do we have a way of winning? And I don't think we do. Like, is there a way we survive the next turn? All right, opponent. Azeka's Chariot goes to combat. We have to chump block or we're dead. They copy the cat. We get to get back the Coma, which is sweet. We can loot away the Coma, get back the Coma, but it's gonna be a 1/1 Coma. All right, discard. Another Dollhouse. Play a Dollhouse. Yeah, I mean, it actually really doesn't matter. So we get back the Coma. Yeah, we're just dead. We're dead either way. Coma, so Coma's a 1/1. It makes a 3/3, but we're low enough on life. We're low enough on life that we just are dead on board even through the Coma coil. Although Coma is a sweet thing to reanimate, because even though it's a 1/1, it does make 3/3s. Well, I mean, maybe we're not dead on. Things are getting worse. So we can use this to crew. I mean, I guess we're not literally dead on board. We're mostly dead on board. Opponent tags with everything, gets to make another massive token. Oh, so we need to... Oh, and they have trample. Yeah, trample's an issue. So block here, block here, block here. Sack the coil for indestructible. I mean, I will say, this is the best our deck has done. Opponent's actually down to 19. I'm not sure how they took 1 damage. Oh, we're just dead no matter what. Oh, all right. Yeah, I did not actually math that out properly, I guess. Okay, so is it cheating to use a sideboard? Probably. Are we going to use a sideboard? Maybe. The other thing we didn't really think through a ton is, I guess technically our only black source of the mana is the Tora Proving's Grounds. So we don't actually have a ton of mana that can let us cast our black spells. Obviously, that's something you can change by switching up the mana base, but yeah, you know what? I think it's kind of against the spirit of Meme or Dream to add a sideboard, because remember, I want to do it as a lesson, but we're not going to use it. Remember, the whole idea of this series is apparently these decks got 6 wins in a row in best of 3. In best of 3, it's very specific about that. So it's not like, oh, they did it in best of 1 and we just don't realize it. They actually just explicitly state in best of 3. We get to play first. Tox Roll. I mean, Tox Roll is probably one of our best cards if there's some way we can get it down. You know what? I think we just keep this. Our deck is full of looting effects. Full. Absolutely full. 12 looting effects. So in theory, we should draw some of those. Or mountains. We might just draw mountains. Really, though, all we need is like a big score, and that lets us ramp into the Tox Roll. And Tox Roll could just win this game all by itself. A Ranger class. So it makes a wolf and passes. All right, Fable the Mirror Breaker. We will play it. That is a looting effect. We get the Shaman, we pass the turn. Land for our opponent. Leveling up. Are we getting Blizzard Brawled? No blocks. The downside of this leveling up is it does mean we can't kill. Ooh, there's a big score. That's nice. Well, we're still going to discard 2. Draw 2 lands anyway. Play the land. Go to combat. Hit ya. Get a treasure. Well, I mean, next turn we play Tox Roll, and we hope that Tox Roll is enough to win us this game. Land for our opponent. Play some X1's opponent. Play some X1's. That would be beautiful. Gets in, hits us. Grows the dork. Sure. Down to 13. Follow up. Azika's Chariot. Well, we will big score. Discard a mountain. Draw some stuff. Go. Toxrill, go. Another big score. Flip the Saga. I think we attack and get a treasure here. If our opponent fires up Azika's Chariot, that's fine. Right, they're just gonna block with a cat, that's also fine. The extra treasure lets us fully powered Volt Surge. Even after casting Toxrill. All right, Toxrill. Opponent probably did not expect that, considering we do not really have black mana. And the Volt Surge we can use as protection from a fight effect if somehow our opponent gets something big enough to fight Toxrill. Well, this did not involve deck many things. It did not involve Dollhouse, but we might actually be winning for once. The Toxrill is pretty good against creature decks. You might say we are slugging our opponent here. Ascended Pack Leader. All right, that was a good thing for Toxrill to kill. Oh boy, opponent is insistent on losing their board to this Toxrill. Oh, now I can kind of see how Mirror Box could work. If we draw Mirror Box, we can actually copy Toxrill, which would be hilarious. We're gonna take our beats for now. There's risk to blocking with Toxrill here, an unacceptably high amount of risk. Down to 9. Now we get to start getting slugs. We untap. Oh my god, we drew the Mirror Box. That is hilarious. Okay, after all of our talking about Mirror Box not being good. Oh no, it doesn't work anyway. Oh, we were right, it is not good. It says non-legend. Intentionally I assume the idea is to keep you from accidentally legend ruling yourself. Hilariously though, we found a way around it and it still doesn't work. Well, we just pass. I mean, Toxrill sitting out is going to win us this game. There's no reason to do anything greedy. Just make slugs. Just make slugs, take it easy. We can big score to try to find a Dollhouse, or more importantly, deck of many things. We could also, we're not that many treasures away from, opponent gonna level up, not that many treasures away from being able to Magda out something. All right, big score. Discard the Volt Surge. Magda's for days. I'll play the land. Get in with Toxrill. Opponent blocks. Well, Magda number 2. Play the land. Please don't kill our Mirror Box. Opponent. Land. Oh, we might get to deck many things. Although our opponent's probably just dead. It's unfortunate. Okay, opponent gives it up. Well, it's possible to win a game. It is possible to win a game with a deck. We proved that. Okay, can we do it again? Can we do it again? All we gotta do is ramp into Toxrill. That's it. And then easy. Actually, I mean, it kind of actually is easy mode. Ooh, okay. Well, I mean, we can't actually answer our opponent's threats, but this hand is pretty good at filling our graveyard and hopefully getting to Dollhouse. Please don't be too fast. Well, okay, Moriat's something that we can get in the graveyard. We need big creatures to Dollhouse back. Opponent, Ranger class, pretty good. 2-drop, please. All right, that's fine. Are we leveling up? No. All right, gets and hits us. Land. Okay, that's a fast start. That is a fast start. I'll play the land. What is our best bet here? If we play Fable the Mirror Breaker, yeah, I guess that's fine. Play Fable, get the token. Ooh, feeling pretty far behind though with this 6 power. Ugh. Just kidding. 9 power on the battlefield. We're just so close to being dead. Oh, this feels bad, but I think we actually just got to block here. We got to try to stay alive by any means necessary at this point. Another Dollhouse. Well, loot away Moriat. Loot away a land. We need to find something big to get in the graveyard. Probably, oh, we can't do it. Pass the turd. So we can big score, but the only thing in our graveyard's Moriat, which doesn't do much. Opponent gets and hits us, draws a card. Oh, this is a 2-turn clock too. So I think what we actually need is to draw Toxrill or Coma and hardcast it. It's a little disappointing that the only way we seem to win with this deck is by hardcasting. Hardcasting something in our deck of many things deck. Okay, those are not the things that save us. Or the Hydra is not the thing that saves us. Flip the Saga. Any permanent you control. That's not great. So right now we're just straight up dead on board. Well, play just Barra Sentinel. Play the land. I mean, big score, but I think we still just die. Opponent plays a land. Oh, now we're definitely die. All right. So traditionally, we just play five matches in a row and see what happens. I think we've seen enough of this deck to consider it a meme. I don't think. I mean, we've seen the issues. We already talked about the sideboard, and we did our little sideboard update. The other issues we're having with the deck, and I think this is a really big one, we just don't have that many good things to reanimate. If you look at our deck, what's our total creature count? 13. That is not a high number of creatures. We have all these non-creature effects to fill our graveyard, which are good. We have Despair Sentinel Magda, which is fine. Moria, I guess, is cute, but I don't really know what it's doing. But when it comes to, can we actually get you a dollhouse? We have really 4 big creatures. They're all decent. They all can do things. The Tora might be the worst of the bunch because we reanimate things as 1/1. So I think that we need 2 things. We need ways to fill our graveyard that are creatures, preferably. I think that's probably the biggest one. We need creatures that mill. We need creatures that loot, because we can use those, and also we can use those, as we were talking about before, as ways to fill our graveyard and then things to get back from our graveyard. So cards like that go up so much in value. I'm not sure exactly if damage would be dealt to you mill twice that many cards. That's kind of cute. We will get milled out from it. But stuff like Eccentric Farmer, just mill cards and a body. Is it good? No, it's definitely not good. But it's something that works with the theme. Or like Old Rustine, a fine body that also mills. I think that's the kind of stuff that our deck probably needs to be functional. The problem with this plan is that it is putting in the creatures is going to mean cutting some of the Seizes spoils and whatnot. I think, sadly, we get on the mirror boxes. But we get to play stuff like an Old Rustine, let's say. We bring in maybe Eccentric Farmer, let's say. Bring in maybe Undead Butler. Is there any... let's put this in for now. Are there any looting effects? Like a big score that was a creature would be so great in this deck. Ogre Head Helm, sort of. Discard your hand, draw 3. Falconwrath Pit Fighter is kind of interesting. Discard a card, sack a vampire, draw 2. So that could kind of work. Plarg is just a straight up looting effect. The problem is all these cards are, Jaxus. Jaxus is actually kind of sweet in this deck. Let's just discard cards. Maybe we Jaxus. The other issue we have is finishers. More of them. We need more big things to close out the game. It might just be more copies of the stuff that we already have. Like Burning Rune Demon's kind of cute. Being able to tutor something in the graveyard, find our other finishers. That works pretty well with the theme. Could consider like Lord of the Forsaken. It does for the graveyard. Dreadfest Demon. Beginning your end step, second non-demon creature. If you do, create a token that's a copy of Dreadfest Demon. This is actually kind of funny too, as a way to upgrade our 1/1 constructs. If it works the way I think, we should be able to upgrade our constructs with it, right? We get back the Dreadfest Demon and then sacrifice a 1/1 to get a 6/6. People love Duskmangler. Additional cost to cast it, sack a creature, discard a card, or pay 4. It's 7 mana. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent sacks a creature, discards a card, and loses 4. I mean, it's not bad. It is a little expensive for its body. Its body's just not that big. Cultivator Colossus is kind of interesting. I could see that being an option. Titan Industry is probably a home run, honestly. Like, it's in our colors. Even as a 1/1, it's going to make a 4/4 and gain us life. Yeah, I mean, Titan Industry seems pretty bomby. So I think something along these lines, The only problem now is we got to cut a bunch of cards, many cards. So I think the question is like, we can cut them more yet. Maybe we don't go full on Jaxus, but play a couple of Jaxai. The Zatora I think is an odd choice for this deck, just because if we're getting back creatures with Dollhouse, they're 1/1. So flinging a 1/1 just isn't that exciting. I think the Titan of Industry is probably just a better option. Maybe another Toxrill. And then the other question is, what do we do? What do we do in the early game? I mean, we've upped our creature count to 28 at the moment, which is a huge jump from 13. Like, we have more than twice as many creatures, which is excellent. Maybe the Magda plan is not actually good enough now. I think we still want the big scores. We need some removal at least. Although maybe Volt Surge would be better off as something else. If we're cutting stuff that makes treasures, maybe we go like a couple butlers. We got to keep the deck of many things. We're not cutting the deck of many things, no matter how correct it may be. Like the easiest way to do this is just cut Sentinel Magda. Does that leave us just too slow in the early game? That leaves us with a big lack of 1 and 2 drops, which is concerning. I guess we could play more butlers, but still, we'd have a 1 drop and a 2 drop, and then everything's 3, 4, 7. And the ramp is nice. Just it's difficult to find the room. And maybe this is something that the person originally building the deck, the fabled Platinum Mythic Ring player, maybe that's something they ran into, and the end result was just not having that many finishers. Like maybe Burning Rune's not actually worth it. Honestly, there's probably an argument that Xander's not actually worth it. Another upside to all this would be if we cut Coma and Xander and just went Toxrill Titan of Industry, then our mana's actually pretty good at that point, where we can cast everything without even having to worry about the treasure plan. This still only gives us 6 finishers, so we might need more Toxrills, essentially. Still gonna be hard to find all the room. Oh, maybe something like this. And then I think we can add in some pathways to give us a little bit more black mana. Like playing this many basics doesn't really do much for our deck. And then we'll actually have the possibility of casting our black spells, which is going to be even more important after sideboarding. So maybe something like this. This might be the updated build. Let's try it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Still a little... So we're still a little light on things that I would consider dedicated finishers. We went from 5 to 6, which is an increase. That is an increase. However, the big upside is we just got a bunch more creatures in general. So hopefully just having random eccentric farmers and so forth is going to mean that we're not going to have those games where we Dollhouse and literally can't do anything. Those are the worst games. If we're going to do all this work to Dollhouse of Horrors, getting actually to the point of resolving our 5-mana artifact, having the mana to activate it, and not having anything in the graveyard to get back, that is just an unacceptable scenario. As we rant on this, we might actually just be doing it again. But yeah, that's something we'd like to avoid. So hopefully just upping our creature count in general with eccentric farmers and whatnot, hopefully that'll solve the problem. And hopefully what that'll mean is we can take in, worst case, get back like an eccentric farmer, and the eccentric farmer can mill more cards and hopefully find us our Toxrills and our Titans of Industries and whatnot. This end would love to find a looting effect. Opponent Lair of the Hydra. Well, it's a looting effect. Jaspera Sentinel number 2. And yeah, we're gonna play Proving Grounds. There might be some argument to playing the untap land, so we can guarantee Volt Surge here, but we want to get down our Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Ooh, opponent also trying to Jund us out. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Well, I mean, this works out. So our opponent gets the token, we get to Volt Surge the token, untap, play our own Fable of the Mirror Breaker, and then hopefully find some goodies to get in the graveyard for this Dollhouse. Yeah, we're gonna hit him. Hit our opponent rather than leaving up Full Surge this turn, I think. We could have attacked with 1, I guess, and left it up, but opponent gets to do some looting. All right, big things, graveyard filling things. Little bit disappointing that after our big talk about making sure we have something in the graveyard for our Dollhouse, we're about to do the same thing with our rebuild, but Ooh, Celestis. Celestis could be sweet in this deck. Well, we will loot away a land in a land. Is that too greedy? Probably. But getting rid of Volt Surge is also really greedy. You know what? We're going to loot 2 lands. That's fine. Land in Jaspera Sentinel. I'll go to combat. Hit you with a dork. Get a treasure. Yeah, I mean, we're going to run out the Dollhouse. Although we did fall into the same situation of not having anything to do with it. About it. Flips or Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Oh, please don't kill it. Please don't. Not after all this. Not after all this. All right, looking for looting effects in big creatures, essentially. We're also to the point where you can just hardcast most things. Ooh, opponents. 4 color. Okay, spicy. Spicy. I mean, if they're going to kill something, it should probably be the token, because we can just... All right, opponent kills multiple things. Sure. I mean, we just get to get back to Jaspera Sentinel anyway. This gives us something we can get back with Dollhouse. All right, we flip. We draw another Dollhouse. Oh, get back Jaspera Sentinel. Play another Jaspera Sentinel. Pass the turn. Oh, the same thing happened. The same exact thing happened. Even with us doubling the amount of creatures in the deck. I mean, I guess we got a Jaspera Sentinel, but still nothing good in the graveyard to actually get back here. Opponent. Kaga's briefcase. Ah, so this is like a Kami War deck or something. Passes. Magda. Well, I mean, that gives us more treasures, I guess. Play Magda. I wonder if we can bait our opponent into blocking here. Go to combat. Attack. Attack. We're kind of okay with Jaspera Sentinel dying. So what we're hoping is our opponent blocks this and we can clone it with reflections. All right, opponent's going to clone the token. Sure. All right, so that didn't go exactly to plan, but it's fine. So make another Sentinel. Tap Magda. Volt Surge Reflections. What we really want, more than anything at this point, is to somehow get enough treasures that we can... Oh, that backfired anyway. I'm an idiot. That's right. The damage was marked on it. So that whole plan didn't really do much of anything. Opponent. Battle of Frost and Fire. Okay. I mean, this does fill our graveyard for us. We will accept that. I mean, our goal at this point is to try to get enough treasures that we can Magda deck of many things, I guess. Also, just drawing looting effects would be fine. Gonna ping in for 1 with Lair of the Hydra. Yeah, being aggro. Sure. Opponent gets and hits us. Well, losing that token ended up not mattering, I guess. Well, we will Dollhouse back Magda. Get in for 1, treasure 3. Oh, so we need 2 more treasures. 2 more treasures. Opponent gets to Celestis. No cards in hand though, so it doesn't do much. Loots away a land, does some scrying. I mean, opponent's gonna be finding big scary things at some point. That is kind of what their deck does. 2 to the top, all right, sketchy. Red, blue, black, green. So our opponent can Courier's Briefcase. Kind of surprised I haven't already, honestly. I mean, Courier's Briefcase seems better than looting, isn't it? The opponent loots, discards a land, binding the old gods, going after Dollhouse of Horrors. Well, I mean, we got a backup. I mean, they're all land. Well, play the land, go to combat, get it with Magda, get a treasure. Dollhouse of Horrors. Go. What else did our opponent leave on top? So opponent's gonna get to draw some cards here. Oh, but we might get to tutor up deck of many things. We will snap cash in every treasure in existence to get deck of many things. Oh, come on now. All that just to get rid of our Magda? All right. Well, opponent draws a card, Battle of Frost and Fire. I mean, we've played the Kami War deck. Once I get to this point with all the mana, it's really very, very strong. Got a lot of really good cards. These have been some more disappointing Dollhouses. All right, so Dollhouse back, Jaspera Sentinel. As long as our opponent doesn't have an instant speed removal spell, I think this works. Magda. Tap Magda for a treasure. Sack 5 treasures. Get deck of many things. Opponent was probably not expecting that. Deck of many things. All right, draw 2. We'll take it. There's some looting effects. All right, pass the turn. We got to our deck of many things. That's huge. That's huge. I mean, our opponent's doing big, powerful, splashy things, so we'll see if it's actually enough to keep us in this game, but we did it. Our goal has been achieved. Opponent 1 to the top this time, loses a Saga. Binding the Old Gods. Are they going after our deck of many things? Come on now. Oh, okay. Oh, yes, that is fine. Snipe that Magda. I mean, we just get to get it back anyway. Opponent passes. Well, I mean, Dollhouse. Get back Magda. Play the land. Go to combat. Attack you. Get a treasure. If our opponent tries to block, we can kill the creature land. Opponent takes it. Yeah, let's Fable the Mirror Breaker. Pass the turn. I mean, this is sort of working. Opponent. All right, gonna draw 3. All right, big scary things are probably coming. Opponent untaps. They've used a lot of sweepers. Maybe they're running out of sweepers. I mean, our Dollhouses have actually been pretty good here. Even though we haven't found anything big for them, just like repeatedly getting back little things has actually been keeping us in this game. Opponent. Titan of Industry draws a bunch of cards. Are they going after our Dollhouse? Rhino and blowing up. Well, I guess, yeah, let's let that go first. Because we might deck of many things it back to our hand. Combo. All right, well, deck of many things. Get back Dollhouse of Horrors. So we got it back anyway. Untap, draw land. Loot away Volt Surge and land. Yeah, loot away Volt Surge and land. All right, there's our Titan of Industry. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can play the Dollhouse, but then we can't deck them many things. We can Titan of Industry just to run it out, which is actually, yeah, that's probably worth it. Actually, let's do it this way. Tap this for green. Make a treasure. This way we don't have to spend our treasures, and I guess it means we could still deck them many things if we're desperate. Play our own Titan of Industry. Make a 4/4, blow up Celestis. Enough of those shenanigans. All right, opponent cycles a land, sure. No attacks. So now if our Titan dies, we should be able to just Dollhouse it back. Well, I will say this game has been much more interesting. I will give it that. Win or lose, at least we're doing things. We're like playing an interesting game of Magic. This wasn't a case where we just like got instantly run over and smacked. Ooh, gets to exile. That's a bummer. All right, so there goes our Titan of Industry. And Fable the Mirror Breaker. Do we spend our treasures on the deck of many things? Probably. I mean, we got enough mana. Even without it. Yeah, I think it's worth it. Oh, please don't. Not a 1. Please not a 1. Please not a 1. Please not a 1. All right, 7. We get to get back a land. Another Titan of Industry. That's a good one. That is a good one. So play the Pathway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Titan of Industry. Make a 4/4. Get rid of Kami War. And hit you with a 4/4. All right, opponent's gonna trade. That's fine. Opponent's only got 2 cards in hand. Did we fix it? Did we fix the deck? Did we salve it? Are we gonna win one? Opponent discards a card. Okay. I mean, if we untap with this Titan Industry, or if it dies, either way, as long as it's not exiled. All right, Titan of Industry. Again, they're going for the deck of many things. All right, well, we're gonna activate it. There's some amount of risk here, but I think it's worth it. So make mana, deck of many things. Deck of many things been doing work. It's been doing work. It's been so good. Okay, draw 2. It's not so much work. It's been like a 20 for 1. Ooh, Jaxus. Well, if this Titan of Industry lives, we're in business. We can make a few Titan Industries. And if it doesn't live, then I guess, well, I think we can take 7. And if it doesn't live, then we can hopefully Dollhouse it back. Planar Bridge. Okay, we should be good here. So what we can do, this turn's gonna be sweet. So we Reflections of Kiki Jiki, the Titan of Industry. Make a 4/4, blow up Prismatic Bridge. We blitz a Jaxus. Copy a Titan of Industry. Discard a land. Make a 4/4, gain 5 life. Play a land. Go to combat. Everything? I mean, this should do it, right? This has got to do it. That's a lot of Titan of Industries. Huh. Okay. It worked. It worked. We Dollhoused. We deck many things. We actually won. I think our rebuild worked. I think it actually did what we were hoping it would do. Okay, that was actually sweet. And now we can bring in perhaps a few sideboard cards. Honestly, this does not seem like a great Tox Roll matchup. So we can go down Tox Roll. We can go down maybe the Vol Surge. Like, what are we actually killing? I guess the Fable of the Mirror Breaker token matters, but I think I'd rather have discard than a bunch of removal. Maybe we need some removal. Jax's was good. Magda getting deck of many things was hilariously what swung that matchup in our favor. What else do we cut though? We need to cut something. Maybe we go down the Butler. Are we getting way Creature Light again? Yeah, we are. We are getting Creature Light again. Maybe we go 3 Dollhouses. Let's try it like that. Little bit of discard, hopefully to keep our opponent from getting to their big late game plays. But I mean, that was good. That was good. That was good. That felt like the dream more than the meme. Well, go Despair Sentinels, I guess. Would be nice if we could get a Magda to go with them. Ziatora's Proving Ground. Well, play a land, Den of the Bugbear. Go. I mean, we can do some farming next turn. Celestis. Celestis could be worth it in our deck. I could see that. Eccentric Farmer. Mill some cards. Get back the land. Hit you for 1. Pass the turn. Haunted Rage for our opponent. Yeah, opponent's mana's looking good thanks to the Celestis. Oh god. The duress comes a turn too late. Yeah, now we should be dead. Was a handful of sweepers. Golly gee. So we played this deck before. I think our opponent's playing the exact build of this deck that we played. And the problem with this is the way this works is our opponent gets to spin into Titan of Industry. Oh, Azika. Okay, we dodge. Oh, we got so lucky. Able the Mirror Breaker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, so close, so close. They are going to spin into Titan of Industries. Like, there's only thing they can hit is Titan of Industries and Azikas. We've seen this. We've seen this in the past. We've played this deck. Oh, yeah, we're 1 short. All right, we're going to pass. So I think what we got to do is we can big score Azika again. Yeah, there's the Titan of Industry. Like, that's one of the best synergies of this 5-color deck. And it's actually a pretty sweet synergy. The ability to almost always hit Titan of Industry is kind of insane. So our hope is that we need Titan of Industry to kill Prismatic Bridge. Otherwise, we're super dead. Yeah, turn 4 Prismatic Bridge is like one of the best things that this 5-color Kami War deck can actually do. Ramped into it, all the colors, and I remember this feeling unbeatable when we did it. Oh god, they also have Kami War. Well, I don't have anything great to target, I guess. Going after our Jaspera Sentinel. Okay. I'm not even sure our Titan of Industry is going to be enough here. We're going to start a power word kill for now. Make some treasures. Untap. Another big score. Play the land. Actually, just play this on green. Well, we're fighting the good fight. Titan of Industry. 4/4. Blow up this bridge, thank goodness. Oh, now we need a Dollhouse because our opponent's gonna be able to binding away. Bounces our token. Yeah, we'll discard the land. Our opponent's gonna be able to kill our Titan. Also, did you notice Arena Sounds just shut down? The good old Arena Sound bug. Works for a while, but if you play a long game, like halfway through, it just stops. So there's the binding. So what we need is to have any. Oh boy, yeah, we need a lot of things here. Because now they have the reflections of Kiki Jiki Titan of Industry. Okay. I mean, if we can find Dollhouse, we might just be dead. If we can find Dollhouse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, there's too many threats that need answering. We gotta kill the reflections of Kiki Jiki, but this means our opponent. Yeah, we gotta kill this, or just copies the Titan of Industry. But this means our opponent gets to flip the Kami War, and they have a shield counter on their Titan. I mean, that's about all we could hope for, but I think we're still just dead here. Zalistus. Well, no deck of many things. That's a problem. Last game when we won, deck of many things. This game when we lose, no deck of many things. That's what it comes down to. That's it. I mean, I will say if I'm going to lose in Standard, I'm pretty okay with losing to 5-color Kami War because it is a sweet deck. Like, one of my favorite Standard decks. So, better than getting like Espert or Goldspan Dragon, Azeka's Chariot. At least the deck's doing cool, unique, splashy things. So, that one's definitely a dream. If you're bored with Standard and you're looking for something fun to play, definitely would highly recommend 5-color Kami War. It's just super fun. We'll see. I don't know if it'll survive rotation though because of Prismatic Bridge. That is actually like a big piece to the deck. Doing what our opponent did there, where you just Prismatic Bridge, spin into all your Titan of Industries. It was a bummer that we drew it exactly one turn too late. I mean, I guess we couldn't have duressed the Prismatic Bridge anyway, because it's a Zeke in hand. Silly double face cards. All right, can we win a match? This is it. This is it for the meme or the dream. It all comes down to this. Can we win a match with this pile? Oh, we're keeping it. We're keeping it. We got Dollhouses for days. We need to find a looting effect, basically. We even got the Titan of Industry, which is great against our opponent's infinite enchantments. So basically, we need like anything to get this Titan in our graveyard and get us to the Dollhouse of Horrors. Eccentric Farmer is not the worst. It's not the worst. It doesn't put the Titan in the graveyard, but it is going to put stuff in the graveyard. And it's also a body we can tap to Despair Sentinel, which is nice. Opponent, tap land. Land on green. Eccentric Farmer mills some cards. We milled the Titan of Industry. Get back a land. Hit you for 1. Well, we'll see. Opponent, land. Oh, no! Oh, the sideboard hate and the duress. It turned too late like usual. Duress you. Meog Massacre, Fable of the Mirror Breaker, Kami War. Well, I mean, I think we... white, green. Opponent's mana is pretty clunky. We're going to take Fable and just try to keep our opponent off the mana for now. Play the land on red. Hit ya. Well, now we're going to have to try to hard cast a Titan because of this unlicensed Hearst. Oh, being able to duress that would have been so incredibly helpful. Opponent. Well, hopefully our opponent doesn't hit a Celestis or something to fix their mana. The one thing we got going for us right now is our opponent's hand is just not good at casting things. Well, Old Rusty. Mill a card. It's a land. Ooh, treasure. Treasure is what we wanted, actually. That is what we were hoping for. Go attacking. The treasure means we get to, theoretically, Titan of Industry next turn. Get rid of the unlicensed Hearst. And that'll turn the graveyard back on for these Dollhouses. Blue mana for our opponent. Well, mill a card. Power word kill, draw Magda. Well, I mean, tap this. I guess our opponent could have a counter. That would be awkward. Old Rusting actually feels really good in this deck. Titan of Industry. Oh, no, they actually... Okay. Titan of Industry comes down. Make a 4/4. Blow up this Hearst, which was making us very, very sad. I feel a dream. I feel a dream coming. Hit you with the farmer, eccentrically. Down to 11. Opponent, okay, finds the colors for the Kami War, gets to exile our Titan of Industry. Come on, Old Rusty, mill us something good. Big score. This is getting our opponent close to Meat Hook Massacring. Although we got the Dollhouses. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The opponent's gonna get to bounce something and make us discard. I'll go to combat, hit our opponent with everything. The real question is going to be, does our opponent draw black mana, I think. That is the real big question. That would also gain our opponent a ton of life, but they need black mana like this turn. Yeah, play the Dollhouse. I assume it's getting bounced, but opponent untaps. Kami War bounces. I would expect the Dollhouse. I mean, the question is, do they have black mana? We'll discard Magda. And discard the Magda, and you sweep the board. We still have lethal. They need the meatball. They need to meatball us. Oh, Michaels! Okay, they drew the tap black mana, and then they draw black mana, but it only kills Jaspera Sentinel, but that does technically keep our opponent... Does it keep our opponent alive? They go to 4. Oh, it doesn't because we have the Dollhouse of Horrors, and that's the dream. Okay. Well, we're going out on top. We're going out on top. It was an interesting road with this one. So we start off with the original build of the deck, which I will pop up again so we can talk about it. Although we talked about it as we were updating it, really. So we started off with here. Let's import this build. So this is where we started off. So as far as is it a meme or dream, I think it's mixed. It's mixed. So I would say we went 0-3, and honestly, we didn't even really come close with the initial build of the deck. Like, we did manage to roll a 1 and discard a hand to deck of many things, but it felt just, it was so clunky and underpowered. The mirror box, so incredibly ambitious, planning for a situation that's just like so unlikely to come up, especially since we learned reflections that you can't even copy legends anyway, even with mirror box out. So the deck was just, it was wrong in a bunch of ways. Not enough creatures to support Dollhouse of Horrors. A bunch of weird choices, like even for finishers, Zatora. Maybe it's like I opened one and had it in my collection, and then that would make sense. But then they have 4 of a bunch of things. I don't know. 4 Fable of Mirror Breaker, Magda, Jaspera Sentinel. So there was a lot of weird choices. The deck was clunky. It had no sideboard, of course, and it just didn't feel very, not even good. Like bad decks are fine, but it wasn't that fun. We mostly just did nothing and died. So I would say the initial build of the deck of many things / Dollhouse of Horror was pretty janky. Definitely a meme. On the other hand, I think that our updated build, of course, sample size small. We only played 1 game. It was a really long match with it, but we won that match. The updated build felt much, much better. I think it solved pretty much all the problems. We added in a all common and uncommon sideboard, which is definitely beneficial. Like having the duress against the deck we were just playing, the Kami War deck, is huge, or the Go Blanks, or having some removal against mono green is huge. So adding a sideboard was huge. We changed up the finishers. We added more finishers. We added more creatures in an absolute sense. Still not a ton, but getting up from 13 to 19 is still a really, really big increase because we had so many games where Dollhouse of Horrors just didn't do anything. And if you're going to play 4 Dollhouse of Horrors, you really need them to do things consistently. The worst, as we talked about before, is getting Dollhouse but not having a creature in the graveyard to get back. It just feels so bad. So adding more creatures helped get around that. We got to see Titan of Industry be insane. Maybe this is the more boring way to finish the game with Toxrill and Titan of Industry, but we saw just how good these cards were, being able to answer artifacts and enchantments, put big bodies on the battlefield, work with our cloning effects, actually be one of the best targets with deck of many things. Like one of the best targets with Dollhouse of Horrors, one of the problems with Dollhouse of Horrors is your stuff does come back as 1/1s, and why it does grow if you can get multiple constructs on the battlefield. Starting off as a 1/1 is kind of sad, and we got to see that with the first deck, with Coma. We had the game where we actually finally managed to deck of many things, and we used it to get Coma back, but a 1/1 Coma just wasn't really enough to interact with the board, and we ended up getting run over anyway. So I think that one of the cute things that Titan of Industry does is it gets around that. Having Titan of Industry, worst case, we get a 1/1 in a 4/4, and we get some additional value out of it, and then it can still grow throughout the game. So I think this is just one of the best, maybe the best target for Dollhouse of Horrors. As far as deck of many things, the card is still really sweet on the battlefield. We saw it in that last match sit out for, I think, 4 turns. It drew us 4 cards. It got 2 things back from the graveyard. It ate a removal spell. Yes, it's 5 mana. Yes, it gets blown up by things. I'm not saying this is like the top tier card. You should play it in your Esper deck or your Jund deck or whatever, but it does way more than it's given credit for, and it's super, super fun. Of course, we saw the downside of hitting the 1 and discarding our hand, and it was really, really sad, but it did do well. It was a good tutor target for Magda. So I like where we ended up. I think we ended up with a deck that's actually pretty fun and fairly competitive, with the asterisk that super small sample size. I mean, super duper small, because we only actually played 1 match with it, but that match felt way better. Like, look at our first 3 matches where we just got run over, did nothing, got crushed. And then look at our last match where we actually had a really interesting long game against the Kami War, where we're going back and forth and stuff was flying everywhere and deck of many things was going off and Dollhouse was reanimating. And it was really a night and day difference. So anyway, That is Dollhouse of Many Things. The original version, which was definitely a meme. The improved version, which you could still update this more. We built a mana beast quickly. You could add rares to the sideboard. But I think this last version is kind of a dream, at least for a fun janky deck. So anyway, that's been our memer dream for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will talk to you soon.